What's up? It's me, Envision from Sensori. I'm here today to show you guys how to create different mute groups in a Kong device in Reason 5. And what we are trying to do with that, it's kind of a quick, easy way to layer samples. And I'm just going to hop right into it now. I just opened up a new Reason document, and it's opened up a template that I've set up in the past. And I find this to be extremely convenient, just to have a document set up with a rack with all the items I'm going to use already. So basically I got my drums, and then I got a blank Kong which I'll load up with samples, and then I have subtractor for a bass and an NXT for anything else I want to add, like pianos, vibes, pads, organ, bells, whatever, you get it. So that is very convenient to me. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be working with an existing song, and this song I had a few different layers of samples in it, and it didn't really come to life until after I brought it into Reason and had my chopped up samples in there and playing around in my MPD, and realized that one sound sounded cool on top of the other sound. And so Kong makes it really easy to do things like this. So what I'm going to do first is just to start by loading this up with these samples here. And I'm just going to load up, there's only 6 of them for this. So I'm going to load these 6 up. Start showing you a couple tips here. 6. All right. So first of all, what I always do first, while I'm actually loading samples in, is I will make these all monophonic. And the reason I want to do that is because it will, if I don't have, say I have it full, it's just gonna play over itself, and it ends up being really sloppy. And I like to have nice crisp endings to my samples, and so by doing monophonic, it mutes itself out, and that's what I want. I want these things to cut each other off and just continue the flow as necessary. And what I also did up here was added drum 16 as a kill pad, and what that is going to do is it's going to mute every single pad that is assigned to a specific mute group will get muted when I hit pad 16. And that to me is something that I use all the time when I'm playing along on my MPD and I want a sound to stop. I can just hit pad 16 and it will stop every sound that's playing. And I always have everything. When I start loading samples up, I set it to monophonic, I set it to mute group A. And that's just an easy way to start for me, because I know that I'm going to be setting these up in some sort of mute group eventually, and just having these set up in the same group to start is really convenient to me. So that's what the samples sound like, and they're all set to monophonic, they're all set to mute group A. And it takes a lot of, I mean, unless there's a sample I pull and I hear what samples I want to overlay right away, then otherwise it's going to be like a lot of experimenting once I bring everything into Reason. And that's kind of where, that's where all the magic happens, where you can kind of hear and play around with the different chops you've made and decide whether or not like those would work better overlaying or just by themselves. And so this one, like I said, works better with a couple of these pads overlaying the main loop. So those two, 1 and 2, are the main loop. 3 and 4 are what I'm going to overlay over the main loop once the song gets going. And I'm actually going to pitch all these up slightly. And this number has already been determined since I've already made this song, but I am someone that will make all my tweaks within reason. I know a lot of people like to make pitch shifts and different changes, adjustments in either on the turntable or in a different audio editing program, but I find it really convenient to have everything all in the same place. And Kong is it's a really unbelievable device in reason. I mean, I've only scratched the surface on it, and there's still a lot of stuff that I can do with it. So I have everything pitched up, have everything loaded in. Now I'm gonna put these two pads 3 and 4 on mute group B. So they cancel each other out, but they don't cancel the other ones out. That's what I want. Dial them back a little bit so they aren't so prominent. And so I want those to be buried enough to still be noticeable, but they will be overlaying the other samples. Like, so it sounds cooler with something in the background like that. This is what I actually already recorded the main loop, and this is what it sounds like in here. So that's the main loop there, and let me play. This is what it will sound like with the overlays in there. So that's what it sounds like with both the samples playing at the same time, and I think it sounds really cool. And so I'm going to now play you this completed project, and this is what it will sound like when you get both of these in there. And this is with the drums, this is with the bass, this is the complete song. Alright, so that's basically it. Let me just reiterate everything here. I'm going to go back to this original document, and so just to show you what we did here. So I loaded up my samples into Kong, and I set everything to monophonic, just so that will allow one pad to play at a time. I set up my kill switch up here, which will mute every pad as long as it's designated to a mute group. And then these two samples are on a different mute group, which allows you to overlay sounds. And to me, that really brings a lot of depth to the song. It's not something I do all the time, but when I do it, it always works out better than expected. and I really think that Kong makes all these things a lot easier to do with the updated reason and everything like that. So I really hope that you guys learned something here, and I will be posting more tutorials, and if you have any questions about Kong, don't hesitate to ask me. Maybe I could help you out, or maybe you could help me out with something. So let's just keep an open line of communication, and just keep updated on the SensoriCollective.com website, and we will be having a lot more tutorials and a lot more information available for people. So that's it. It's me and Vision, and that will be all. All right.